Welcome to Bothering the Band. My name is Ryan Bynack. With me, as always, is Giggly, Abigail, and Levy. We have a very special episode today with Wayne Johnson, proprietor of Rockaway Records in Los Angeles. He comes here to talk music and all things collectibles. It's a very special episode, ladies and gentlemen, Bothering the Band with Wayne Johnson, not to be confused with Dwayne The Rock Johnson of Rockaway Records.
Hi there.
Hey, Wayne, what's going on?
It's busy, busy, busy.
Oh, that's a good thing, my man, especially this time of year.
Exactly. How you doing?
I'm doing quite well. My name is Ryan. This is Abby. She produces this little shindig we got going, and our mutual friend Lauren hooked this awesome special interview up. I don't know if you did any digging. Do you know what we do?
No, be honest with you, not a whole lot. No.
Okay, well, Lauren is friend of the podcast. She's helped us get guests before, and we ask our favorite musicians or people in the music business very stupid questions. So the fact that you don't know, you're in for a real treat.
Okay.
Okay, cool, man. So we always start with a softball question. How are you and where are you?
How am I?
Yeah, how are you and
I'm
where
great.
are you?
I'm in
Okay.
Los Angeles. I'm in Los Angeles in our record store, Rockaway Records, in the Silver Lake area of LA.
Nice. Are you in the like office?
I'm in my office, yeah, in the back of the store.
Okay, so for folks listening, who are the photos of behind you here?
Which ones are you looking at?
Over your right shoulder, I believe.
My family. That's all. Well, most of them are my family there. That's a picture of me and my idol, Brian Wilson, over there.
Very cool.
The rest are family. Actually, my grandchildren at their first concert with Ali and AJ. Yeah, that's about it. The family photos.
Oh, that's very cool. And you definitely got Abby's attention with the Brian Wilson. So
I'd be a fan.
Big fan.
All right, good taste.
cool. So let's just jump right into the record business. How many records do you have at home?
Zero.
Zero. I had a hunch. Zero records at home. That's wild. Okay.
Yeah. I mean, I'll tell you why. I mean, my brother and I started this business 43 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
And when I started, I was going crazy collecting stuff. It was like we were finding all this amazing stuff. And I'll keep this. I'll keep this. And then finally, at that stage, it was more of a hobby than a business.
Mm-hmm.
And I said to myself, do I want to be a record collector or do I want to start a real business? And I told myself, I'll start a real business. And later on, when I can afford it, then I'll start collecting. So I basically stopped collecting, got rid of most of my stuff. And years later, the material stuff didn't mean that much to me. I got to know Brian Wilson personally. I got to hear unreleased music is still number one. To me, it's like collecting is fun, but I know a lot of collectors who collect and lose track of the music. They don't have time for the music anymore. And the music's what it's all about. I love the music more than ever. And I hate to say it, but thanks to, Apple Music and things like that, I've got access to 70 million songs. I'm hearing more new music today than I ever have, enjoying it tremendously. And most people look at me and say, you don't have a collection? I say, yes, I do. My store is my collection. It just changes every day. And I love it that way. I mean, buying cool stuff all the time, and it's constantly changing. We get some of the most amazing records and memorabilia out of anybody in the world. The stuff we get is just mind blowing.
Oh, I bet we have a couple of questions on that stuff, but you hit our our passion as well. We have our like-minded. Music is our number one,
Right.
And do you listen to Spotify or
Use
are you
Apple Music.
Apple Music? Okay, so Spotify does the Spotify Wrapped at the end of the year, and it sends you like these metrics of how much you listened.
Okay.
And needless to say, Abby and I we're if it was high school, we were on the honor roll of listening.
All right.
Yeah, we're in the higher percentile of listeners, and yeah, we're just such music geeks. So thanks for doing this. And
Sure.
anytime, if let the stories roll, as they say. So your shop is appointment only, correct?
Right. For the last about 3 years since COVID hit, it's been
Yeah.
appointment only.
If we walked up and like tapped on the glass like a couple a-holes, would you let us in or no?
Most likely, if there's somebody here, yes.
Okay.
Yes, we always do that. I mean, there's not always somebody here, though, or they could be real busy. But I'd say 90% of the time we are able to accommodate people. We do let them in when they knock on the door because there's so many people that, we've been on this block for over 40 years now. So we've got so many customers that, have been here over the years and they don't look at our website. They don't know we're closed. So we can't not let them in.
Yeah, of course. So Abby made sure I asked this. We did a live show in LA in May of 2022. We have every intention of coming back to LA in 2023 to do another one. Can we come and just check it out and take a photo?
Oh, of course. Yeah. Just give me a call in advance. I'll give you a tour, I'll give you a private tour.
Oh, absolutely. And if you just want to see some magic on a couple 40-year-old children's faces,
Okay.
For real. And weird enough, do you play music at all?
Not at all. No.
Wow, we're what's the word I'm looking for? Kindred spirits, because we don't either, but our first love is music.
Yeah, since I was 10 years old, I was hooked on music. When I was young, I didn't go anywhere without my little transistor radio.
Oh, do you remember your first album you bought?
Surfing USA by the Beach Boys.
I love it. I love it. I have a daughter, she's 8, and every now and again, if we're waiting somewhere in like a parking lot where she doesn't have to wear her seatbelt, we put the seat back and we put on Surfing USA, and on the passenger seat, she surfs. That's a
Really?
tradition. Yeah. She's 8.
Hey, that's great. Bringing her up on the right kind of music.
Absolutely. And she, every time, if we're just sitting waiting on something, she's like, Daddy, Surfing USA? And I'm like, sure. So
that's great. Love it.
What is this? You work with do you use emojis when you text?
Occasionally, a little bit. Not a whole lot. Maybe a smiley face here and there and things like that.
Okay. And what's your favorite coffee table book?
Possibly the Art of Rock poster book.
I know that book.
Yeah, great book.
It has kind of like a flamey cover, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. I know that book.
Amazing. I mean, I love we deal a lot with concert posters. So the book was really educational. And, now we've probably had just about every poster in that book. So It's really cool.
Okay. I don't know if you get this a lot. If you do get it a lot, just, let's have some fun with it. The Rock, as in Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson,
right?
Or The Rock, the movie starring Nick Cage and Sean Connery?
The Dwayne Johnson, yeah. I mean, I get people asking me all the time when I'm on the phone, did you say Dwayne Johnson? Oh, I got to go with that. Oh.
We would have asked that question regardless, just because of Rockaway,
Yeah.
Well, and have you been to Rockaway Beach? Are you from New York at all?
Actually, from Jersey. Grew up in Jersey.
Okay.
Used to go to Rockaway Beach when we were kids,
Mhm.
But to be honest with you, my brother Gary, who's my partner, we started the business together. He came up with the name. He was too young to remember Rockaway Beach. We moved a long time ago, but he was a big Ramones fan. So
Yeah.
he named it after the Ramones song Rockaway Beach.
There's a Rockaway, New Jersey, though, too.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Long
Yeah.
Island. Yeah.
Um, okay. Do you prefer sunrise or sunset?
I guess sunset, especially when it's a beautiful red sunset. We get them
Yeah.
occasionally here in LA when it's not too smoggy.
And what's your favorite or least favorite place on the Sunset Strip?
My favorite or least favorite?
Yeah. Hard-hitting journalistic questions
I'll
here.
be I'll be honest with you. I don't go to Sunset Strip too much, so I couldn't answer that. It's been a while. So,
It's a funny, stupid question to ask people in LA. It's like asking people in New York. It's like, what's your favorite restaurant in Times Square? You know?
right.
Okay. Do you keep baking soda in the fridge?
I think my wife does. I'm not certain. My wife takes care of stuff like that.
So we ask these, everyday questions because we think that these silly little things allow people to get to know, others so much more on a personal level. So we're asking you some of the same questions we would ask Brian Wilson.
Fair enough.
I wonder if he keeps baking soda in his fridge to keep it fresh.
I doubt it. Well, his wife might. Who knows? Or his housekeeper probably does.
Abby, do you keep baking soda in the fridge?
I do not.
No, I don't either. And this comes from just so like a daily conversation that I was like, that's like a good hit or miss question.
I mean, to my credit, I also don't keep much food in there.
They don't need the baking soda.
Oh, I really got to clean out my fridge. What's the best nickname you've ever heard?
Best nickname. You come up with some weird questions.
Welcome to Bothering the Band.
Well, my older brother's name was Butch, so I'll go with that. His nickname.
Oh, that's
his
cool.
real name was Steve. We grew up calling him Butch, and I always thought that was his real name till later on in life.
So, did Butch come from anything, or just was he tough?
I don't know if that's the reason. I think my dad came up with it for whatever reason. I don't know.
Oh, that was a perfect answer. Way to go. Okay, if you thought that one was real dumb, wait till you hear this one. Okay. Without AC/DC, how would we know a couple badasses in a movie are about to do something badass? Or what's a badass song you want to put in a movie where a character's about to do something badass?
Wow. And it can't be an AC/DC song, huh?
It can. TNT, something like that.
It's always AC/DC.
Big balls.
Oh, good one. Okay, so what's the weirdest thing you've ever bought or weirdest thing you've ever sold?
The weirdest. Not the coolest, the weirdest, huh?
Well, that's follow-up. Weirdest first.
Okay. Weirdest first. Oh, let's see.
Like a tooth or anything, or
No.
That's creepy.
I mean, we've sold beetle hair,
No,
those
really?
little packages of. Yeah, I mean, I'm not, to be honest with you, not sure they're legitimate. They're packaged as original beetle hair, but got a feeling they're probably not. Or Beatles parts of their bed sheets when they stayed in the hotel in, I think it was Miami. Those are legitimate. That's probably
Okay.
a better answer because they cut out pieces of the bed sheets and sold them in packages.
That's pretty weird. Also kind of cool. Okay, so in your definition, what's the coolest thing you've come across, bought, sold?
Well, because I'm biased, being a Brian Wilson fan, I'll come up with this one. It's Dennis Wilson's personally owned surfboard that was pictured on the cover of their first album and their third album, as well as many picture sleeves and all kinds of places. Every publicity photo. That's the surfboard that we sold a few years back.
Wow, that's pretty effing cool.
I have goosebumps.
Yeah, it was an amazing item. I mean, not the most expensive item we sold. That was only $75,000. We've sold more expensive items, but I think this is cooler.
Yeah, I mean, it's eye in the beholder. What's the most expensive, if you don't mind me? You don't have to say price, but what is the item?
I don't mind saying the price. It was a Beatles drawing that was sent to Derek Taylor, who put on you're familiar with the Monterey Pop Festival?
Yeah, of course.
Okay. The Beatles were invited to perform there, and they turned it down. And Derek Taylor, who was putting on the show, he was a friend of theirs, because they sent him a drawing. It had references to Sgt. Pepper on it. This was before Sgt. Pepper album even came out.
Wow.
And had 4 signatures on it, but I think Paul did all the signatures, but it was drawn by the Beatles. And it was actually pictured in the program for the Monterey Pop Festival. We sold that original drawing for $175,000.
Holy hell.
I wish I'd probably buy, to be honest with you, that was about 6-7 years ago. I would buy it back for that price today. I know. Wow. It's probably at least doubled, I would think.
Wow, that's so cool. Yeah, you're perfect for just. Can we be friends and follow you around and hang out with you? Are you hiring?
Pretty please.
Come on out. Where are you guys at anyway?
Abby?
I'm in the middle of nowhere in Wyoming.
Oh, wow. Cool.
And I'm in a different kind of middle of nowhere of South Florida.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
So we're all over the country.
We started this at the beginning crest of the pandemic, and all the musicians were home, so it kind of worked, and it's still working. So we're having a blast.
Super.
Yeah. We asked the baking soda, if Rockaway Records had a mascot, what would it be, and what would its name be?
Mascot.
Like a music note. I don't know all the names of them, or
well, but a mascot, you need some kind of animal, right?
I mean, not every mascot is an animal, right?
Oh, no, okay. I was thinking of an animal, but
I mean, go. There are no wrong answers. Go with your heart.
I was gonna say a dog named Rocky.
Fair enough.
I'm picturing that as some like little bulldog or something.
Sure, why not?
I like that. This is another cool part of this, is that everyone's brain goes someplace different. We could ask that same question to someone else and they would go a totally different route. You know, like I went to music, like personification of music things. A record, a dancing record. That's too on the nose. So what's your favorite record store like in the world?
Well, for a regular record store, I'd have to say Amoeba. I mean, for just a selection of just great music and that, you know, they're the best. If you ask me the best collectible record store, of course, I'd say Rockaway.
Yeah. Well,
but Amoeba is amazing for what they do.
Yeah, we when we were there in May, we went there a couple times, spent a couple bucks.
Oh yeah, they got such an amazing selection, don't they?
It's overwhelming, to be honest with you. It's a lot to take in.
I need a whole trip just for that store. Well, and now Rockaway too. So
yeah.
Yeah, I remember the first time I walked into the Amoeba in San Francisco. It just blew my mind. I mean, I looked in and it was like, wow. And I'll be honest with you, I thought, wow, I want to be like this. And now I'm just the opposite. At one time, we were the biggest store in LA. Before Amoeba came to Los Angeles, we had the biggest record store in LA. It was like 10,000 square feet. Now we're about a third of that size, and it's way better. Less headaches, more profitable, less overhead, and we're not really a record store per se anymore. We're a collector store. We're just focusing on what we do best, and it's great. You don't need to. I don't need to hire 100 employees like Amoeba does. I mean, I can't imagine what a headache that is, finding that many good people. We've got 5 great people working here, and that's all we need.
Well, Abby, put in your application. Okay, Jeopardy or Wheel of Fortune?
Don't watch either.
Don't watch either. Do you watch television at all?
Yeah, do, but mainly like Prime movies and stuff on Netflix, Amazon Prime. Regular TV, we don't even get.
Yeah. Well, Jeopardy's on Hulu now. If you want to watch it, I watch.
Not a big game show fan.
Well, okay, so this is what we're getting at, and I told Abby this today. Is last night I watched some Jeopardy, and there was a Beach Boys question. How many Beach Boys songs? I'm curious if either one of you want to help out here. How many Beach Boys songs feature the word surfing or surf in the title?
Surfing Safari, Surfing USA, Surfing, Surfs Up. What I can think of off the top of my head, I know there's got to be more. At the moment, I can't think of any more than 4. I know there probably is, though.
So, according to Jeopardy, I'm sure some listener is going to write us on Twitter and be like, "You're wrong" or whatever. But according to Jeopardy, the only one you missed was Surf Girl or Surfing Girl.
Little Surfer Girl.
Oh,
there you go.
How can I miss that one? One of my favorite songs.
Oh man, did you see the Cusack Brian Wilson movie?
Oh yeah.
What's the Mercy? Right, that movie's real good.
Yeah, Love and yeah, interesting movie. I was very amazed by it because I actually was involved in some of that. I got to know Dr. Landy, and kind of had some dealings with them in the days and that, so I know a lot about it.
Oh, that's so cool. That's another reason we started this podcast. Is Abby and I, again, music geeks. We're like, how do we become friends with our favorite musicians? We just want to. We don't want to impose. We just want to buy coffee.
I just want to know what kind of jelly they use on a PB&J.
All right. Well, now we have to ask Wayne here. Wayne, what kind of jelly do you use on a PB&J?
I don't like peanut butter and jelly.
Whoa! See, says a lot about you. Any reason why?
I like peanut butter. I like jelly, but not together.
Wow. Okay. So to me, that's so fascinating.
Where are you putting the jelly? Oh, toast.
Yeah, toast.
English muffin?
Yeah, English muffins. I love English muffins.
Ice cream? Who knows?
No.
No.
Oh, goodness. Okay, so you obviously have kept something for yourself in the past, whether you still have it or not. What was it?
I'll be honest with you. I did stash away a few really special Beach Boy items.
Okay.
Some incredible stuff that, I just can't part with. And Beach Boys was what I collected. I had, thousands of albums of all kinds to listen to, but I never really collected anything else besides Beach Boy Brian Wilson stuff.
Oh, okay, cool. Very cool. And then, so doing research, something kept popping up. FD26. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Okay.
One of the most Oh yeah. It's the
Okay.
Skull and Roses poster by Grateful Dead,
Yeah.
which recently has broken a lot of records for selling price. Yeah, I haven't had one in about maybe close to 10 years, and I only sold it for probably 4 or 5 thousand. Two or three of them have sold for over 100,000 now, but
Wow.
in the right condition though. I
Yeah.
mean, they were 9.5 or something. A good condition one is only worth probably 10 or 15,000, something like that.
Oh,
Condition is everything. When it comes to posters and records, the price
yeah.
is drastically different. People don't get that. Oh, I saw one sell for $10,000, but that was mint, and yours is
Yeah.
so condition. Big
Well,
Taped
difference.
together.
Exactly.
you took the words out of my. I was going to ask you if there's a grading system, like with baseball cards and coins and stuff. There's the same thing for posters and records.
Well, records there is. We use like VG, very good, which is actually not very good. You look at VG plus, mint minus, and mint. That's record grades. But posters, it's a whole different thing. It's a whole different world now. Now they're slabbing posters and grading them just like they do baseball cards.
Yeah.
That's the big thing now. And that's part
Yeah.
of the reason why prices are skyrocketing on posters. People love that. I mean, I don't get it. I mean, I'd rather feel and hold my poster and that, but they're not that frameable. To me, I got a beautiful poster. I want to frame it,
Yeah.
but they're slabbed with a grade on the top. So I don't think it's really frameable, but people are loving it. And the prices for slab stuff goes way more. And they grade them on a scale of 1 to 10,
Yeah.
one being really awful. And, 9, the highest you ever see is about 9.5 or 6. I don't think I've ever seen anything higher. That's as close to mint as you're going to get. And that's what the FD26s that sold for 100 grand or more in the 9 range.
Wow. So I have a few friends that when the pandemic started, they started collecting baseball cards again. And it got really into it. So what do you think? And I feel like that's the same with people coming in your door. What do you think? Like, why the sudden interest?
Well, I mean, I'll be honest with you, the pandemic really increased the collector's market in every field. And I think part of it was, well, for a couple of months back in the early days, every store in the country was closed. Every record store was closed. I think a lot of people went online for the first time and just discovered the world of collectibles.
Yeah.
Because what I'm finding now is groups that I didn't consider collectible 3 years ago, they could have been massively popular, didn't mean they're collectible. That's different. Like a good example is like somebody like Katy Perry. She was huge 3-4 years ago, of course, but I never really had people asking for her. I didn't consider her collectible. Today, it's a whole different story. Her stuff, anybody who's popular is collectible now. All these fans that were just music lovers got online and discovered, hey, there's more to buy than their regular stuff. I'm going to get this poster. I'm going to buy this. And so the collectors world, the number of collectors has just increased drastically. And for a while there, just business was just booming because people didn't have anywhere to spend the money. They weren't going on vacations, weren't traveling. So they had lots of disposable income. So the bad pandemic years were boom for the collectors business.
Wow. So
and right now, for us, it still is. I mean, it kind of just, we got a whole bunch of new collectors now, and the market's the best I've ever seen it for music collectibles.
I think it's also something to do with the generation. Like I said, I just turned 40 in October. So I feel like a generation, maybe one or two before me, to use that disposable income, they're still reeling off of a baby boomer parents who are, a product of Depression era parents. So it's this trickle down that's slowly weeding out of save, like hold on to. Now everyone's has, like you said, disposable income and can say, I want to, buy things, and
right, exactly. And up until recently, you couldn't get any interest on your money in the bank.
Yeah.
Starting to change now, but 6 months ago, you're lucky to get 0.5% interest on your money. So people are thinking, hey, if I buy wisely, if they do buy wisely, it could be a great investment.
Yeah. How do you feel about NFTs? I'm just kidding. Actually, we don't want to talk about that.
Ridiculous.
Correct answer.
Yeah.
Worse, people are going to be sorry they invested that kind of money.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
We had a fella on yesterday, a musician by the name of Windsor. This kid, he's very young, but he might do he might start popping up places, and you could see him trying to be polite. And the minute he realized we were kidding, he was like, "Oh yeah, NFTs, it's such a joke. Like, that's crazy."
Right.
So I'm happy he said the same thing, even as a collector. And so we end every episode with a song, usually from the guest. However, since you're not a musician, you can pick whatever song you want us to end this episode with.
God only knows.
I love
Okay.
it.
I have to tell you that I have this every Sunday. I make breakfast, like a big, delicious breakfast, and I listen to a vinyl, and the Beach Boys are in regular rotation during Sunday breakfast.
What's your favorite Beach Boy album?
I really love Pet Sounds because it's
Of
weird.
course.
And
Pet
yeah,
Sound.
it's gonna be
Yeah. What do you think of Sunflower?
In the Right Mood.
Yeah. To me, Pet Sounds is not really a Beach Boy album. That's a Brian
It's
Wilson
not.
album.
I know that's why it's kind of not fair to pick it as a favorite. But
that's my favorite Beach Boy album, of course. Sunflower to me it's kind of like the Beatles' White Album. All the other Beach Boys were doing their own thing and doing some pretty good stuff in that day. For not being Brian. Brian, of course, is the Beach Boys. But the other Beach Boys did some great work on Sunflower. Give it a good listen. It's a great album.
Okay, now I have to purchase that one and put it into the Sunday breakfast rotation.
Yeah.
All right.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. Do you happen to have a first edition one of those on hand?
I'm sure we do.
I love how casual he is with it. Okay, so aside from the FD20s, is there any holy grail object or something you've always wanted for the shop or to come through the doors?
Yeah. I mean, we've had just about every rare record in the world. Are you familiar with like the Beatles Butcher cover?
Of course.
Most people think that's a rare record. Since we've been in business, we've probably sold somewhere between 1,000 and 2,000 of them. We've got over 100 of them in stock at the moment. So, I mean, we get some amazing stuff. The one rare record that we've never had that I'd love to get is All Tomorrow's Parties by Velvet Underground with the picture sleeve.
Do you see this shirt that I'm wearing?
Oh, you're kidding me. You're kidding.
I think that you and I are going to be best friends forever. For our listeners, I have a Velvet Underground shirt on at this moment.
Yeah, they're great. And that picture, tell your listeners, if anybody has a nice copy, has to be US with the picture sleeve. I'd probably pay like $20,000 for it.
Oh my goodness. All right, listeners, that's your job.
Okay, Abby, when the podcast gets picked up by Apple Music or Spotify and we get a couple million, I'll have Wayne here find that for you so I can buy it for you.
All right.
So we'll all win, and we'll listen to it in the shop first, and we'll send you back wherever you're going with a bodyguard for that record.
Yes, please.
Here's a fun tale that I think you'll appreciate, Wayne. One time I got to pee next to Lou Reed.
Oh, really?
Fun. Yeah.
Wow.
I was at a movie theater in New York and seeing Avatar, which the sequel is now coming out soon, which is wild. And I was with my buddies, and they pointed at a group of people, and they go, "Hey, that's Darren Aronofsky, the director." And I go, "Yeah, who cares? Do you see who he's talking to?" And he was talking to Lou Reed. And I watched Lou Reed excuse himself and go to the bathroom. And I go, "Hey guys, I'll be right back. I'm going to go to the bathroom with Lou Reed." And he went to a urinal and I went to a urinal. I didn't even pee. I just stood next to him for a second.
You're pretending.
Yeah, that was my moment.
Right.
I didn't want to bother him. Hey, Lou Reed, how's it going? So if you could interview a musician, any musician, live or dead, who would you interview? And there's a follow-up question to this.
Probably John Lennon.
Good answer. Okay. So in the same vein as bothering the band with our baking soda in the fridge, mascot, dumb question. What is a dumb question you would ask John Lennon?
Probably, are you and Paul still friends or not? You hear so many mixed stories about it,
Yeah. I would argue that's not a real dumb question, but I see where you're going and I applaud it. And I have to say, or she'll get mad at me, my daughter's name is Lennon. And she did the little theme song for this podcast. So
Oh wow. Yeah. Paul is my number 2 guy after Brian.
Yeah.
I love it. I love it.
Yeah. Well, one time I was at a Brian Wilson concert. Paul and Heather sat right behind me.
Wow. So cool.
Yeah. He's a huge Brian fan. He's been at lots of Brian concerts I've been to.
Yeah. I saw him play at outside of the I forget the name of the theater where Letterman used to be, the Late Show Theater, Ed Sullivan Theater. I couldn't think of it, in New York. And then I also saw Billy Joel's last play at Shea Stadium. And
oh wow.
And Paul came out and did a few songs, which was
right. I would have loved to have been there. Yeah.
Oh man. The craziest part of that show, Shea Stadium, is the people I was with, we were in the upper deck, in the front, and you could feel like a wave, the whole thing moving. It was actually terrifying. It was not a fun experience. I just kept seeing the headlines, Billy Joel's last play at Shea ends in tragedy.
Wow.
It was moving like you don't expect a metal concrete baseball stadium to give.
Weird.
It was very weird. And I don't even think I was drinking. So
it's for real then, huh?
Yeah, it was real. I have to ask also, this just made me think of it. Do you have a favorite concert you've ever seen? I feel like everything's going to be Brian, right?
Well, I won't say that because I'm biased. I've seen so many. Probably Jethro Tull's Thick as a Brick tour.
Whoa. Where was this? Was this out in California?
No, actually, it was in Brisbane, Australia. I lived in Australia for a few years.
Wow.
Which was great because this was like from 70 to 74. Concerts were $5. I got to see everybody from Zeppelin, Stones, Beach Boys, all the greats for $5.
$5. $5.
Yep. Now the service charge is $50 if you're lucky.
Yep. Oh, we know.
Crazy today, tickets. I feel sorry for kids today.
Mm-hmm.
My granddaughter had to pay $500 for a Taylor Swift ticket, nosebleed seats. Insane.
Yep.
Abby tried to get us tickets for T Swift unsuccessfully. But that's a hefty man. I feel like
I wouldn't have paid that for a nosebleed.
$500. You could buy a car. You could buy a shitty old car for $500. That works.
We paid half that to get sweated on by the Chili Peppers.
Really? All right.
So.
Oh, goodness gracious. Wayne, this has been just so much fun, and we can't thank you enough. What is the future looking like for Rockaway Records?
Just keep buying and selling more high end. The higher end, the better. We've been really focusing on that. And to be honest with you, the more expensive things are, the quicker they sell.
Wow.
A lot of the really cool stuff we get in, between you and me, I kind of overprice it a little bit because I don't want it to sell too quick.
I like to
play it. Like like right now, we got the coolest stuff in the store. We got the Joey Ramone's T-shirt he actually wore on stage. Misfits T-shirt that he wore on stage. It's like I want to display it and look at it for a while. I really don't want to sell it, but after a while, I'll lower the price a little and sell it. But it's just too cool to. And if I priced it right, it's gone instantly, literally.
I want to live in your store.
I know, it's like a museum. He talks about it, and the way it's written, doing research. It's written as like a museum where you can just buy the artwork.
Yeah. Have you been to our website?
Yeah,
Yes.
we've been to the website.
Okay. Yeah, just do a search by memorabilia or Hyannitas, and you'll see some real cool stuff and new stuff added all the time.
And I was just about to say, everyone follow Rockaway Records on Instagram. It's no spaces, no underscores, Rockaway Records. And I mean, just looking at this stuff, it's just
and the website is rockaway.com.
Okay, cool. Anywhere else that you want people to look at? Here we go. Look.
All right.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, we just got in a mid copy of that record with the banana on it.
Is that signed?
It's only $2,500. No, signed? Are you kidding? We sold a signed one last year.
Okay.
No, that's the cover. We actually sold one signed by the band last year.
Oh, okay. I didn't know there's like a green writing on the side. There.
Oh, well, maybe. Oh, yeah, that does look like Andy's signature.
Yeah. Oof.
Oh, yeah. Very nice.
Very cool. Everyone follow Rockaway. Go Rockaway Records. It's rockawayrecords.com.
No, rockaway.com.
Rockaway.com. My bad. Wayne, we can't thank you enough for doing this. This has been a treat and an education.
It's been great.
We can't wait to see you when we come to LA.
Yeah, definitely give me a call. Send me an email or something. I'll send you all my contact info.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, I'll definitely show you some cool stuff when you get here. I'll give you a tour of the back room too, the stuff that hasn't been put out yet.
I have to say, I was going to leave it as a surprise. It's nothing special, but I put a couple Bothering the Band stickers in the mail for you today. So
thank you.
Check your
all right.
Small thanks. That's it. And that's our show, ladies and gentlemen. This has been, like I said, a pleasure and an education. Wayne Johnson, Rockaway Records. There we go.
Thank you for having me, and hope to meet you one day.